All right, have and have not fans. I'm recording this video before I do my finale review from last night's episode of Showdown. So it was brought to my attention that, hey, Jeremy, I saw your video about, the promo about the final season starting in May, but there were some articles from like Deadline and just to name, one of many media outlets that has, announced the final season. And I know in one of your videos you said you didn't know how many episodes, but they actually do have an episode count. So this video, I'm going to be looking at the Deadline article specifically, and I will leave a link to it in the comment section below. So before going further, like the video, hit subscribe, click the bell notification icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content to the channel, and follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. So I'm going to go directly to the portion of the article that I wanted to address. In the dramatic final, 8 episodes with a finale no one will see coming, the wealthy residents of Savannah, Georgia are involved in a true-to-life Greek tragedy as Judge Jim Cryer and his rich friends find out what happens when personal flaws go unchecked. Karma has not been kind to the elite 1%ers. So for one, the final season is 8 episodes. 8 episodes, which is ironic because 8 is my favorite number. And season 9, I know that and guys, I really don't want to get into some big, well, it's season 8 or it's season 9. I just know that what we just wrapped up last night was season 8. And since they're promoting it as the final season starting in May, I'm going to treat these remaining 8 episodes as season 9. And that's the only time I'm going to say it. I'm going to call it season 9. You can call it season 10, season 8, season 7. I'm calling it 9. And it really doesn't matter. Just know that there are 8 episodes left. And just knowing that, I do not think we are going to resolve everything. Unless the final, like they say, with a finale no one will see coming. Unless they do some kind of time skip or epilogue, I don't see any possible way that they're going to wrap up everything. And look, I myself am a day oneer or episode oneer. Been watching since the first episode. And I know for a fact so many things have been tossed to the wayside. Tony, his kidney. What about Candace killing Oscar by shoving him out of the hotel window? Is that ever going to be brought up? What about Broderick? Is he just going to be rotting away in the condo? Nobody ever going to see him again? Rocky's just going to be running prostitutes out of the Artesian Hotel? I know that Wyatt claimed that he killed Amanda, but I don't buy it. And even if, okay, let me just throw you a bone here. Even if it's revealed, George was the only person who Wyatt told that information to. Let's say George tells Catherine and Jim that Wyatt killed Amanda. How do you think they're going to react to that? That's something that nobody's ever talked about. Not even myself. We all talk about the beginning of season 7, I believe. That's when he was in the back of the cop car and he told George that he shot Amanda. Yeah, I shot my parents like I shot Amanda. So I'm like, I wonder how they would have reacted to that. Let's just say George told Jim and Catherine what Wyatt had told him. Not necessarily saying that Wyatt did do it, but let's just put that into perspective. I wonder how they would treat Wyatt learning that news. The whole situation with Celine and this child support. Remember that over the years, Jim has paid her millions. Go back to season 1. It's been revealed that, there are some big checks that he gives her. But honestly, I think it was like season 2, towards the end of season 2, when Celine gets on television and blows the cover that he has 2 outside children. The following episode, Jim goes over to her apartment and tells her, hey, I paid you X. Basically, each month I gave you like $30,000 or something. I forgot the exact amount. It was like between $30,000 to $40,000 a month. Basically, Celine was getting each month the same amount that a maid would get in a year. Like if we had, Hannah or somebody, you basically would make an annual salary per month. So it's like, how the hell is she living in the have not portion or the rundown parts of Savannah? Um, I could go on and on. And I promise you I will definitely do some have and have not videos. The show doesn't come back until May, but best believe I'm going to chime in with some videos here and there. I don't think I'm completely done with the show until we get like that official promo. Hey, the haves and have nots returns May blank. Like, you know, they'll give us a specific date. But let me just look at the calendar here real quick. If I were to estimate, 'cause I did this earlier before, so May has 4 Tuesdays in it, and June has 4 as well. So if, let's say, we start on May the 4th, and let's just not assume we're getting a 2-episode premiere. Since it's 8 episodes, I would think they would stretch it out for as long as they could. Let's say May the 4th, we get the season premiere. The show would come to a conclusion on the 22nd. Honestly, I would like for it to begin on the 11th because, like I said in my other video, my current lease runs out like June 30th, so basically end of June. So to have the show end on the 29th would just be amazing because at that point I should be, you know, set in my new house and everything. So at that point, me and my mom could watch the finale together. But, you know, it is what it is. I'll figure things out when we get to that point. But I'm just kind of disappointed. Hell, didn't If Loving You Is Wrong have like 12 episodes for its final season? And we saw how they didn't finish anything at all. There were just so many. You know, it's one thing to not have everything wrapped up. But when you have major storylines that began in episode 2, what was it when I did a rewatch of If Loving You Is Wrong, and I stopped at episode 2 because the views really weren't there. It's where I was watching the episodes from the beginning and doing recaps on those, and it was at the beginning of episode 2 when Alex saw the pregnancy test, and it's like, so the second episode of that series, you start this big plot point about whether or not, you know, Brad or Randall's the baby, and you go over 100 episodes later, and you don't even resolve who the baby daddy is. Yeah, I feel like there are just going to be so many storylines that will not get a resolution whatsoever. So let's just go back to the rest of the article. It pretty much just talks about the things we already know. OWN's long-running Tyler Perry drama, The Haves and the Have-Nots, will be ending its 196 episode run at the end of its current 8th season. The final batch of episodes will return in May following tonight's mid-season finale. Like I said, season 8, season 9, I don't know. I don't care what you call it. The Haves and the Have-Nots is the last Tyler Perry show on OWN under his deal, which ended back in March 2019 when he moved to Viacom and started creating and producing shows for BET and BET+. Debuting in May 2013, that seems like an eternity ago. It was OWN's first scripted drama and one of the network's highest rated series, along with the other Perry shows. I think they're referring to things like If Loving You Is Wrong, Love Thy Neighbor. It was a main driving force behind OWN's ratings ascent after early struggles. You know, the way I think... Oh, actually, let me read this next paragraph real quick. Over the course of the series run, the Haves and Have-Nots averaged nearly 3 million viewers and always ranked among the top 2 scripted cable series among African-American women and total viewers during all 7 seasons. Seriously, during those first couple seasons, like... There weren't things like This Is Us or The Voice or the Arrowverse to the extent that it is now, where Tuesday nights, like, the Haves and the Have-Nots will be trending multiple times, like the Haves and the Have-Nots, Candace, Catherine, Veronica. That's how big the show was during its heyday. Let's see. Then they just do a brief paragraph detailing, you know, the complicated dynamic between the rich and powerful Cryer and Harrington families and the hired help who work for them in their mansions. And then it talks about, you know, so-and-so stars as this. We got a little ditty from Oprah right here. The Haves and the Have-Nots was the first scripted drama we aired on OWN, and to say it took off from the first day it hit the air is an understatement, said Oprah, who was instrumental in bringing Perry to OWN 8 years ago. It's all due to one man's creativity and very vivid imagination, a man I refer to as my big little brother, Tyler Perry. I think Tyler I thank Tyler, the incredible cast, the tireless crew, and every single viewer who watched with bated breath each week and tweeted along with us these past 8 years. I will be watching alongside you during this final season. And let's see here. We are so grateful to Tyler Perry, the amazing cast, and everyone at Tyler Perry Studios for 8 incredible years of making the Haves and Have-Nots one of the biggest hits on cable television of the last decade, said Tina Perry, president of OWN. The series will forever hold its place in history as the network's first ever scripted drama, for which we are so proud. We can't wait for fans to see the juicy storylines Tyler has planned for the final episode. So, I don't think I'm interested in the juicy storylines Tyler has planned for the final episodes. I just want solid conclusions for the unresolved storylines we've been looking at since 2013. I'm sorry. I mean, I just feel I don't even know how else to describe it. There's only 8 episodes left. I'm not going to be ranking these episodes, rating these episodes extremely high because it's the final season. I'm going to go into the final season just like I went into season 7. Hey guys, I've been doing this for years, watching other shows, and if the writing is stale and whatnot, I want to call it out for it. But I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt that for the show to get all this praise in a single article, I hope they do right by fans by giving us conclusions, but I just don't think we're going to get it. I don't think Catherine's getting out of jail. I think we're probably going to see a lot of death to avoid resolution for problems and situations. But like I said, I'll do videos probably here are things I hope they resolve, or here are predictions for who's going to die in the finale. It's going to be a wild one. No doubt about that. But I'm just glad to see the interest, or the rejuvenated interest in the show since they announced the finale, yesterday afternoon, because no joke, I've received between emails, Facebook messages on my page and my personal inbox, Instagram message, tweets, you name it. I've received over 300 points of contact about this being the final season because it just caught people's attention. So, kind of like if Loving You Was Wrong, people would complain about, man, time's dragging by so slow. Who's the father of this baby? When's Eddie going to get his? But then as soon as they announced the finale, people are like, oh my God, I can't believe it's ending. So it's like I said, from, season 4 or 5, whatever, it's like the haves and the have-nots is like that bus you've been waiting on for so long at the bus stop that you don't even feel like leaving to walk to where you want to go because you've been riding the bus for so long. You just want to, or you've been on the train for so long, even though when it gets a bit boring, a bit stale, you just want to ride it to the end of the line until you see where the final destination is. So guys, if you have felt like you wanted to quit the show or whatnot, I'd suggest hanging in there. 8 episodes, quote unquote, 2 months left of content. So it seems that this is definitely it. Once these 8 episodes air on the OWN network, Tyler Perry is officially done with the Viacom machine. The OWN machine, if you will, the OWN machine, because we've seen it. Like, just looking at his content on Viacom itself, while some of it is a bit lackluster, he's just been done with the haves and the have-nots for a while. And yeah, I think for me the saddest thing is that I've never ever made a cameo or got a reference on the big screen. So that's for me, the biggest letdown, that I will never have the opportunity to be a part of a single episode, whether it be just like in tonight's episode, just a random person sitting in a restaurant or a hotel or something along those lines. So that for me is the biggest letdown there. Not to mention the fact that, yes, eventually the channel name will change. Please don't pressure me about it. Maybe, just maybe, I will have a new name by the time the final episode airs so I can announce it there. That's the plan anyway. I haven't thought it through in terms of what I would name the channel, but I just feel like, at this point, it would probably just be something, I don't want to say generic, but a title that but a lot of people have been telling me over the past couple of years, they've been suggesting it, change it to my name or just change it to something that pretty much encapsulates what I do as opposed to one certain show. So whenever a certain franchise comes to an end, I won't have to worry about changing the name once, ever again. It's not uncommon for, channels to change over time, but it's just it's almost like a tattoo that I'll have to get removed. You know what I mean? Where it's been stuck to me. I've been known as the haves and the have not guy for so long that it's going to be difficult to change, you know? But it's going to happen, but you know, it is what it is. And no, I'm not worried about content because with so many other shows that I review getting a lot of great views, not to mention the fan feedback, you know, freaking House of Pain, as bad as it is like the Malik video. It's probably going to hit 900,000 views by February. And maybe by the end of this year, it will become the first ever video of mine to hit 1 million views. I never thought that video would do as well as it did. What is it, like a 5 or 6 minute video where the title might make it seem like, oh, wow, this dude, he's did a video talking about Malik and how bad Doc Shaw looks. No, it was a video of compassion because what was it? Not too long after we had lost Chadwick, you know, the internet was going in on Doc Shaw about how he looks. And I'm like, there ain't no way of doing things because we don't know, you know, what kind of health he is in and whatnot. You know, the same thing happened with Chadwick. Then he passes, come to find out he had, what was it, cancer. And then with Doc Shaw, you know, he's done interviews talking about how weight issues or health-related issues related to weight runs in my family. So I decided to lose weight. So it's like, you know, to have people just clowning him like that, you know, I couldn't sit here and do that. So to just do a couple minute video on it and it blow up the way it just did not. I never thought it would happen. So with that being said, guys, what do you think about the final announcement, or excuse me, the announcement for the final season? How do you feel about the season being 8 episodes? Like I said before, unless there's some incredible pacing and people die, you know what? I feel like there's probably going to be a death every episode. I mean, hey, let me throw it out here. Maybe the final episode is extended. Like maybe it's 90 minutes. I don't know. Maybe it's 90 minutes. I have no idea. But in any case, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month. And with that being said, I'll catch you later.